Hi. Waldo Scanagato, ubitennis.com. Is he serving much better recently than he was before?
I think, I think the conditions play a part in it. I think when I played Carlos at Wimbledon, that was what I was the most impressed about. I thought he served as good as I've ever seen him serve in the Wimbledon semifinal, and then obviously I thought he served pretty well in Tokyo, and I thought he served really well tonight. But these are all faster conditions. I felt like at Laver Cup extremely slow. I had more chances to return his serve. He maybe didn't serve as well that day, but his serve is very good. He hits all the spots. He hits the lines. It's tough.
Listen, grow up also normally ambitions. You are American and you're number one of America. When you look at yourself in the mirror, are you more satisfied because you're number one in America, or you're more frustrated because you have not been able to be number 1, 2, or 3?
It's perspective. I think as a kid, if I look back at everything, I don't think I'd be able to complain with where I'm at and what I've done. But it's just the nature of how I am. I always want more. I want to win a Grand Slam. I want to push higher. I think I can. So I guess a little bit of both. I want more, but I am also proud of a lot of the things I've been able to accomplish.
Hi, my name is Migo. Golden Boy are still Golden Boy are number one in the United States, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be number one around the world. You have one game left. What is motivate you for this game? What are you gonna do? Because usually the game for third and fourth place, maybe it's not make you satisfied.
For me, it's just I love to compete, and I know as soon as I get on the court, and I'll be playing either Novak or Sinner, so either way I'll be playing an incredible player. I know the second I step on the court against them, I'm gonna try as hard as I can, and I'm gonna be motivated to win, because it's just how I am. It doesn't really matter the situation, if it's the finals or it's the third, fourth. I love to compete and play, so I know that I'll be excited for the opportunity.
Hi Taylor, sorry about the loss. What's that one piece of advice that you've taken before from a coach, or even better from a fellow player, that really made a difference in your career?
I think it's tough to think of one specific thing, but I think one thing that helped me a lot was when Coach told me, because sometimes I can overthink things, and when it comes to certain shots, sometimes I don't hit certain shots because I maybe think it's too obvious that I'm going to hit that shot. But one time a coach told me that there's certain situations where if I hit it good enough, it doesn't matter if it's obvious. It doesn't matter if my opponent knows I'm going to hit it. If you hit it well enough, it's good. And I think that helped me a lot, just with my mindset on certain shots, just not overthinking sometimes. Just if you hit a shot good enough, it's good enough.
Hard luck, friends. You have now faced Alcaraz back-to-back in high-stake matches. What do you feel you need to adjust next time to close that gap?
It's tough to say, because I think the 2 previous times we just played each other, even Wimbledon, the 3 previous times we just played each other, I felt like the gap was closing, and then tonight again, it felt like not like that. It did not feel close tonight like it has the last couple times we played, and I think a lot of that. He played very well. I think the conditions played a part in it as well. I think felt really slow on the court today. I was having a hard time just like moving, and it just felt like he could hurt me so easily. It just took one ball from him to kind of put me out of position, and I could never really get back into position after that. So I definitely need to return a lot better. I need to move a lot better. You know, the previous times we've played, I felt like from the baseline, I can go like blow for blow a bit more than I could today. I felt like today I was just like I said, always he was kind of beating me to the punch, and once he did that, I didn't have much way back into the point. So a ton of things I need to improve on, but yeah, I felt like the gap between us felt a lot wider in this match than it did in the previous ones we played.
Hi Taylor, good evening. Christophe Mons from Tennis Plaza Belgium. You just mentioned that you feel you have it in you to win this Grand Slam. What does it take to really go this next level and really go for this Grand Slam title? And how will you prepare for next year?
Yeah, I mean, I really think the level. I think the level is there. I just think it's a matter of doing it for a 2-week period and just things kind of clicking for those couple of weeks at one of those slams. You know, I think I've definitely had weeks where I'm playing the level that can win a Grand Slam. Like I said, it's just doing that over the course of a whole Grand Slam and, you know, playing well in those big moments. And I think that playing the matches against the big players and having deep runs in the big tournaments as well is giving me more confidence and experience to where I'm becoming more comfortable in those later stages of the tournaments. And I think it just needs to, I just need that. I just need it to click, and I just need to keep putting myself in the situations that I've been putting myself in.
Hi. In the last 45, 50 years, there were 3 big generations of American tennis. Now, McEnroe and Connors before, then Chang, Sampras, Agassi, and Courier afterwards, then Roddick and Blake. And now there is you with Tiafoe, Shelton, and Paul. What is the difference between your generation and their generation, and which is the player that you look like a little bit more to you? I mean, that looks like a little bit more to you, that you think you could compare? Difficult question.
It's tough. Yeah, comparison-wise, I don't think it's really tough to say. I don't think any of the previous, American players really played much like how I play. I think it's different. I think, it's really tough to say. But I mean, obviously, the obvious answer for why our generation is different is we don't have someone who's number 1 in the world. We don't have any slams won. But I'd say there's also a lot of variety in our group, and it's a tough question to answer because I wasn't there. I don't know all the other generations. I don't know them personally. I don't know how they were, but I really like our group of guys that we have, and I do think that there's a Grand Slam or 2 somewhere in there.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to stay in your seats, Carlos Alcaraz.